Hey, how you doing? Thanks for joining me for today's second episode of the Life Regenerator Show. I hope that you're well. I hope that you feel welcomed here because you are. I wanted to finish up the contest here for the tickets on the Raw Living Expo. So I've got my computer here, and I'm going to I've got it open here. This is called my what is it? The video manager here is what this little page is called for YouTube people. And then you go there and there's all your videos. So I'm going to click on the video, which is win the free Raw Living Expo tickets. And then I'm going to go and I'm going to scroll down, and only a few people signed up to win the tickets because a lot of people from the Insiders Club, they honored my request to, if you can't come, then, don't join the contest, you know what I mean? Just to win some free tickets and then try to sell them, but what if you can't? So what I want to say is that I feel like the Life Regenerator viewers are some of the most respectable and integrous people, and I want to commend you for your awesomeness. And you are going to have to put up with me telling you that you are awesome and that I believe in you, and that the answer to all of our query and all of our issues is love. Right here, baby, boom, love. So I'm going to click on this, and then I'm going to click down twice, and then whoever is at the bottom of that page, I'm going to give the free tickets to. But don't go away, because there's a lot of questions about the juicing, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute, about the juice fast that I did today. Just the juicing program that I showed you with I think it was 5 or 6 juices or something, and I actually had a couple more added on. So let's get this contest figured out, and then I'll answer some of the questions about the juicing, okay? So I'm going to click, and then I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to let the first comment page load.
No one thought it could happen in America. A parasite that uses your body as its feeding ground.
A parasite.
From the inside out.
Parasites are real, man.
Million Americans.
People tell you parasites aren't real, or they're easy to get rid of. Don't listen to that person, because it takes a lot of work. But anyways, we'll talk about that later. No one wants to do what I did. I was curled over in the desert. Thought I was going to die, but it wasn't me dying, it was the parasites. Anyways, I'm going to go down on this to the bottom of this, click once, and then whoever's at the bottom of that page who put in the code is going to be the winner of the contest. So you can see how legitimate this is. There's one. I'm going to click on the show more here, okay? Let's see, right there. I'm going to click on the show more, and whoever's at the bottom of this page and filled out the code, the last one wins the tickets. Boom. So looks like it's going to be Carrie Mansfield. How about that? And I will show everyone. Carrie Mansfield. So you have to get a hold of me, Carrie, underneath the next video, okay? And that's how you're going to have to get a hold of me, because I get so many emails and stuff, and so many YouTube comments, it's impossible. So Carrie, you won the tickets, and I am going to make sure you get those, but you have to be vigilant, and you got to comment on every one of my videos until I see you, and then once I see you, hey Dan, this is Carrie, I won the tickets, and then I will send you a message myself. I will, you can send me your email, because I can't really post my email up here, otherwise it gets inundated. You can get a hold of me on the website, but there's, from the website or from the Insiders Club, those people kind of have the priority, but I still get quite a few. Quite a few. More emails than you can imagine, and so I can't get back to everyone. It's impossible. Congratulations, Carrie. Hi, Dan the Man. I would love to go to the Raw Living Expo, ICDTM, Insiders Club DTM. So, anyways, thank you very much, Carrie. I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks, everyone, for joining. I'm going to do some more free stuff, some more giveaways. It's really fun. Why not, Anyways, so let's talk about the juicing. Everyone wanted to know, like, how do you roll with the juice? So today, basically what I did is I made all those juices this morning, And I lined those up and made the cool little video because I thought you'd like it. And then you can get all those recipes and they're all really good. And the juicing is fantastic for you. I think we've all established that. No matter what your diet is, it doesn't matter. I just got a nice comment from a paleo person and it's like, hey, drink your juice, eat your raw meat. That's fine with me. I have no judgment. I am not here to judge anyone. In fact, remember how I used to say fruits, vegetables, and love? Well, now it's going to be love, fruits, and vegetables because just love is really taking me over. I'm programming every cell in my body for love, and I'm programming my mind, I'm programming my heart, I'm programming every part of my being with love. It's all I'm going back to, it's all I'm relying on, it's all I'm here to do, it's all I'm here to be, because that is the answer. And I'm going to make some meditation videos right here, because the waterfall of love, he was like, yo, that soothing voice, Dan, is really cool. So there's a couple of different, there's several different characters of the Life Regenerator, and I'm going to be celebrating those insane, unique characters within me. There's a drummer in here who sings, and he's like a rap star, rocker, heavy metal, kind of like chanting, you know, Hindu. Like I go in there and I do like chanting rap rock beats, and it's like cool, but I'm too scared to do it on camera, but I'm going to do it, and I'm going to just go balls to the wall and just full-fledged Dan McDonald, the guy that nobody ever really sees when he gets behind a drum set because I'm always safe. But anyways, we got to bring this character forth. So I'm going to have a lot of fun. I'm going to lose some people. I'm going to gain some people, but I'm going to be myself because I want you to be yourself, because being anyone else is really sucks and it takes too much effort. You got to just let it go and be who and what you really are. All the multi-diversified factors, but doing it in the sense of loving yourself and loving others. That's one of the reasons why I like to do the juice, because there's also, so I'm coming back to the juice. Anyways, be prepared for some hardcore Life Regenerator videos, some clown wigs, some drumming, some serious stuff, some blood, some sweat, some tears, some funny stuff, some crazy stuff, some adventures, and we're just going to keep this thing going because I'm a cool guy, I'm a nice person, I believe in love, and it doesn't really matter what I do. Come here, watch these videos, get this essence. I believe in love. That should be enough. The rest of the raw food stuff, the juicing, that's pretty cool too. I roll 100% raw. I'm moving back towards a fruitarian. After this last water fast, I was laying in the bed there, and it was just like, Dan, you need to go back to fruitarianism. And I was like, okay. And then I did that for a few days, and then it said, now you need to go back, start going towards the liquidarianism, you know, because it has a plan for me to activate the dormant DNA. I went on and I was born with the bad nervous system, and the parents didn't know what they were doing in the bad food, and then there was a lot of grown up in these environments that were not hospitable to a real regenerative human being, except that everything that I went through made me who I am. And that is pretty epic. Like, I'm falling in love with myself because I'm allowing it. So don't ever let anyone tell you. We have this thing in our society. If you love yourself, you're a narcissist. If you don't love yourself, you're not going to love anybody else. And if you're not loving anybody, everybody, and all things, then you're not going to be a part of the wave. You're not going to be a part of the ascension, the expansion of evolution that's taking place on this planet, and you're going to get left behind. And the meek shall inherit the earth, and the wheat shall be separated from the chaff. And I want to be the wheat berries. I want to be the life. I want to be the salt of the earth, the flavor. I want to be part of the love. I want to be involved in the kingdom of heaven right now on earth. I don't want to wait until I die to be love, because the kingdom of heaven is the kingdom of love, and we have that now. So I'm going to be the love because I love myself, and I know now that if I want to have a better life, better health, more happiness, more abundance, more freedom, then it's going to come from that unconditional, unlimited space of love. So I'm taking care of this body because I've got this really cool plan, vision, sort of, calling. It's coming from within, but it's like body, heart, mind, spirit. It's like strong, healthy, fit, flexible body, meditate, yoga, service oriented. My hands are strong, my arms are strong. I can serve, I can do good things in this world for my brothers and sisters. The heart open to love, to be the light, so that the cup overfloweth until the brothers and sisters can drink of that water who have not tasted the divine nectar of the presence within. As we sit and meditate and the right and the left hemispheres of the brain become coherent, and the heart blossoms, the mind quiets, and it opens up, and you can begin channeling your higher self, and you can begin to get the answers that you want and need to move closer into that higher space of creativity, which was the only thing that was going to bring you joy. It wasn't like latching onto something and holding it there, but it was creating something new in this moment to keep that flow of life energy going. So we're not looking for anything anymore. We're just being as we are, you know. So a lot of times with the raw foods, it can be really helpful to activate dormant DNA, really, to clean out the sludge, to awaken the mind, of course, to simply detoxify, alkalize, and antioxidize. I live in a very harsh environment in Vallejo, California. The air and the water, as I become more astute, are just like unacceptable, really, because I'm sitting here water fasting, and I'm like, okay, I'm breathing in chemtrails, which the air here really isn't that bad. I got to give it that. Then I got my little air purifier and the essential oils. I use the eucalyptus, and I can sterilize the air and drop all that stuff down to the floor and filter a lot of it through that air filter. And so the air is okay. It's just the water I've been finding out in Vallejo is like one of the worst waters in the country. You know what I mean? They were cited just a few years ago for excessive amounts of toxemia. And so Sophia and I were always having itchy skin. So the showers have gotten shorter. The baths are non-existent, which really sucks because I love showers and baths. But so I'm going to look online and do some research on the best filters I can get without having to spend $3,000 or $4,000 or $5,000 because this is just a rental house. So I'm going to look online and do some research there, and I'll share that with you when I get it, because we need to get as much of the fluoride, chlorine, and the Viagra and the dadgum, prescription drugs. I mean, the whole thing. The Viagra is everywhere. It pees out of the guys, and it gets into the water supply, and there's all sorts of chemicals and stuff. So we're bathing in a chemical soup here in our lives. So we've got to do the juicing on days like this. So I went to the juicing, and I would take the juices, and they are fine. You can do juices up to 72 hours. It's better than pasteurized. You do want to drink your juice right away, but you could knock back a juice, and you can save those juices too, especially the citrus ones. But 24 hours is usually my limit. I'll make a nice batch of LGB today, and then I'll set a couple in there tomorrow, like if Lou's over or something. That way I don't have to make it the next day, and we can just get started on work, or I'll just make a 1 or 2 extra so that it's there. Because sometimes I'll drink up to 64 ounces of lemon ginger blast for a meal. So today I drank all those juices myself that were on that counter. I drank all of those plus one more 32-ounce jar of orange juice, or a thing. I went to Whole Foods and got another one. See, I go to the hot springs and I knock back the juice. I got to say one thing though. I shared one jar with 4 people. They all had a glass. Boom, boom. We had a toast. We did some EFT tapping, and it was cool with my friend Chuck. I don't know if he'll see this video, but he watches the videos sometimes, and I run into him up there. He's a really cool guy. He does the EFT. So we're up there. Me and him are doing EFT. Boom, boom, boom. And I was just like, he has all these things, and I was just like, I love myself. I love you, Dan. I love my heart. I love my mind. I love myself. I am love. Love is the answer. Mostly I would just say, I love you, Dan. I love you, Dan. That was it, you know what I'm saying? He had a lot of other little things, but in my quiet mind, I was just like, because it's all about love to me. That's my dream, that's my goal, that's my life, that's my vision. That's my work here on earth, to be the love, to infuse each juice and each recipe and each video here with love. Love, love, love. And we'll get into that some more on how you can heal anything in your body for free. You know what I'm saying? The juices and stuff help because they're fun, and you can work on that protoplasm. There'll be an aside, that'll come. The juicing will come as you start to love your kidneys. You will start to, I love you kidneys. You'll just be like, I love you kidneys. I love my kidneys. If you have dialysis or something, I love my kidneys. I love my kidneys. I love the way my kidneys function. My kidneys function perfectly. I love you, kidneys. Thank you for filtering my blood. I love you, kidneys. And then you will have the downloads from the love vibration as your field opens up and you create a coherency in your brain, and then you'll get the download on what you need to juice that day to clean your kidneys. So it's the love first, then the downloads come, then the right video comes, then the right book comes, then the right recipe, then the right revelation. Oh, I need to eat watermelons for a few days, or I need to do a 36-hour water fast. There's nothing better for your kidneys than a 36-hour water fast, for example, but you'll get that download, you see? So we're just focusing on love and we're getting the downloads, okay? And so the juicing. I do come back, but I love the little tangents. It makes these videos interesting, right? It's better than TV, for crying out loud. You could watch that. You ain't gonna get no good love vibes out of that. But the juicing, I just drank one juice about every 2 hours. And I call it the water wheel. This is the DTM original, the water wheel. You know, today I drank 8 jars of juice and two 32-ounce jars of water. I start 6 in the morning. Pretty much I wake up 6:30 in the morning, slam a 32-ounce jar of water. And then we went and harvested spring water today, and I drank at least another 32 ounces. Well, I call it the camel up before I go to the hot springs. You go to the hot springs and the hot water is like 110 degrees, 111 degrees. And it's just pulling out toxins. It expands you, and then you jump into the icy cold, and it contracts. So you have this expansion of the blood vessels and then contraction. The blood flows to the ends of the capillaries, opens them up, dilates them, and you sweat out a lot of toxins, and then you jump in the cold and it flushes all the blood right back into the organs again. So you get this cardiovascular workout, but none of the stress involved. So it's pretty cool. It's a hot and cold treatment. It's kind of like an Ayurvedic thing. And you pretty much just dissolve a lot of mucus. You really work the lymphatic system with the hot and cold dip. And plus with the juices, a lot of those juices were citrus based, and those are the dissolvers, you know what I mean? And several people today at the hot springs was like, dude, you are glowing, you know? And Sophia, she always says the same thing. I mean, she's my lady, so she's going to say this, but she says it anyways, and she sounds like she's nice. She said, you're always the most handsome man at the hot springs, you know? Because I'm ripped. I'm like almost 40, and I've got a six-pack, and I'm ripped, and I'm like 160, tight. I don't have any saggy, flabby, nothing. I don't have blemishes on my skin. I take really good care of my body. It's just been something fun for me. And I'm going to even do better with more love, because I just love it and I appreciate it so much. And it's fun to be healthy, and it's fun to be flexible, and it's fun to have a nice toned body with really healthy skin. Because I was over there and I was like, man, these humans, they don't smell good, man. They just don't. No offense. I'm not trying to judge. I'm just saying that when you're at the hot springs, each individual person has a different odor. Some are worse than others, you know what I'm saying? And every once in a while, there'll be a pleasant odor, but generally humans are kind of really a lot of toxins in their body and their cells, and that's what the cellulite is, and that's what the toxemia is, and that's what the diseases are. It's just an overload of toxins. So when I drink those juices, it's the water wheel flush, and it flushes everything, and it penetrates the blood vessels with some of those antioxidants and the acids, which sounds counterintuitive, but they're actually acids that are like soap for your internal organs. That the fruits are the best food. The fruit juices are the dissolvers. Most people can't do it though because they're so toxic. So you have to start out slow, like gourmet raw, coming from sad. You go from the gourmet raw, then you go to the cleaner. You may even still be steaming some veggies and stuff like that, but you're moving out the lifetime of meat, and the grain products that leave a lot of the processed foods. I mean, the coffee, and it just sludges everything up. And there's a lot of mucus residue, hardened calcium deposits on nerve endings, and everyone has a different kind of a trip. But suffice to say, we owe a debt to nature. And we're going to be paying that, you know. So for me, I'm moving in that back in that fruitarian direction with a better understanding of minerals and essential fats. I ate a lot of fats for a while. I wanted to see for myself, do fats kill you? And the answer is no. And here's a little secret. For about 2 months straight, I ate anywhere from 5 to 8 avocados with a half a bottle of olive oil for in a night. Every night, on like I'd have a little bit of lettuce with my fat, you know what I mean? And I wanted to see. I kept expecting to wake up in the morning dead from a heart attack. So I will tell you, raw fat at very extreme levels does not kill you and does not cause harm. Now, is it the ultimate? I don't think so. I'm moving back into the direction of much lighter, but I did get essential fatty acid deficient. And the reason is because there's certain types of omega-9s and omega-6s, and they're much more in abundance, and the omega-3s are a little bit more challenging to find in nature. And so I had to bring that omega-3 balance back in. Lecithin, vitamin E, and essential fats are imperative for the myelin sheath. If you start getting down, the myelin sheath should be about 28% lecithin in a healthy, super healthy human with good brain and nerves. A lot of these crazy people that go too long on the low-fat diets begin to destroy their myelin sheath, and they get down to really low. Like when you get down to like 16 to 14%, you start to kind of go crazy and have mental problems. Okay, and this also relates to excessive seminal discharge as well. That's why I just preserve all my fluids. I'm going all the way to the top of the mountain, baby. So I preserve all my fluids, and I don't waste time or energy on small talk. And we're working on totally healing and activating myself. When I say healing, I'm talking about I'm healing myself from being human, and I'm going into that angel zone, that pristine DNA activation, full potential. So in other words, all this woo-woo stuff, you can just say, oh, Dan's a man who believes in his own potential. He's allowing his potential to arise through the path of love. And I do the food trip, which is the raw foods, and I listen to the fruitarianism, which has the fully activated trip. But now that I know about minerals and essential fats, I can stay way more balanced on a fruitarian type program with high absorption and focusing on a very conscious eating, as well as using the mineral supplementation to just round everything out. And also getting the fresh fruits with the seeds in them so that I can get those essential fats, anti-cancer properties, and amino acids in those seeded fruits like grapes and mandarins that have seeds in them, instead of all these hybridized seedless fruits, and then you're way out of balance and you lose your yang. So if the fruitarians a lot of times that are just on the fruits, they'll get way yang, you know, or way yin, and they won't have the yang, and then you have to bring in the almonds and some sunflower seeds. But the most important thing I've learned in all of this is to remain balanced and sane and have fun. No extremism, unless your extremism only seems extreme to those, but don't be extreme to yourself. Like the way I live, I wanted to find out, does fat kill you? I'm not one of these dudes that likes to read a book and then formulate an opinion. You know, I like to learn from Robert Morse, Lou Corona, Tavis Bradley, Dan McDonald, and Arnold Ehret, and Hilton Hotima, and Steve Meyerowitz, and Stephen Herod Buhner, and Paul Bragg, and Patricia Bragg, and David Wolf, and all these people, you know, and Gabriel Cousins is one of my big inspirations. And then I just have my own trip. I'm my own guru, and I go, you know, I love you, Lou, or whatever, but that just doesn't work for me. I don't want to do that. Or I love you, Tavis, but I need to adjust those tonic protocols to fit my own inner calling. And so I just take what I want from everyone, and then I become my own guru where I'm very well educated and I've got all these ideas, and this guy says this and this guy says that. Well, so one of them's got to be right or wrong. And I say to myself, I don't really give a crap about being right or wrong. I just want to be love, and I want to follow my own thing. So I'm part this, part that, take what I want from these teachers, and then I just become my own person. And then I become my own teacher. But I don't really want to teach anything except love, except I do love the raw foods. I think fruit is the highest form of food. I think that the fruits and nuts are mankind's foods, in my opinion. Like when I look at everything, I look at the yin of the fruits, and I look at the yang of the nuts, and I think of the forest, and I think of the tropics, and I think what would be there if we were tropical animals with no hair, because we don't have any fur, so we probably lived in the tropics for a long, long time and thrived there. And what would be there? The fruits and the nuts. And then, of course, there would be the green herbal forest plants as well. So I'm looking at the fruits and the nuts as the food, which only needs to be minimal, especially if they're very nutrient-dense, concentrated foods, which these days and age, they're not as much. So we might need to be eating more, but we can do a lot with the mineral supplementation, essential fatty acid supplementation, because you'll find out that the carbohydrates really aren't an essential nutrient, actually. But the oxygen and the essential fats and the minerals, those are essential foods, because you can't get those, you got to get those from your diet. And you can tone up, and live off less for sure, depending on what environment you live in. But I'm just saying, fruits and nuts, I believe, are the greatest foods, and then we bring in the vegetables and the herbs. And I think that meat was a survival food. We probably would have had access to eggs if we wanted to do that. Chasing down wild animals would be something I think that we would probably do out of more of a desperation for survival. So that doesn't really fit into my personal, view of the most optimum nutrition for human health. But I do think that when I listen to some of the people who talk about using animal products, I do believe in listening to what they have to say so that I can create a paradigm within what you call the raw vegan, which I don't really like the boxes, but I'm not a raw vegan anyways because I use the bee pollen and the honey. But that's the only animal products I use, and I don't even consider those animal products. I consider those biblical sources of the most highly vibrational gifts of the wonderful honeybee, and I support them and they support me, and we have a great relationship. I've always got along with bees. Everyone else gets stung. The bee nest falls down. My friend knocks it down. We're cleaning windows. He knocks it down. We're both standing right there. He gets all stung up and the bees don't touch me because of my relationship with them. I have a protective field with the bees in a relationship. They know I eat the pollen. They know I eat the honey, and they know I eat the royal jelly, and they know that that I love them and they love me, and they just leave me alone when my friend gets all stung up, you know what I'm saying? So it's weird like that with the honeybees stuff. We got a couple more minutes. I just rambled on a bit just because I do really enjoy making these videos, and I wanted to spread out some love and thought you might learn a little something about the fruits, the vegetables, the nuts, the seeds, the love. So you can use fruits to dissolve. You can use the green juices for medicine. In case you're one of those people at the hot springs that really stinks, you want to be slamming green juice, and you want to deodorize and detoxify the fermentation and the putrefaction, because people's combinations of food are atrocious. I mean, I don't do very well either sometimes when I make too big of salads and mix up too much stuff, and I'm not conscious when I'm eating, then I don't digest. So when I eat tonight, I'm going to have a tiny little salad made of spinach and cucumber. I'm going to be very conscious, and I'm going to be chewing my food well, and I'm going to have simple combinations, you know what I mean? And a nice variety of foods. So I hope that you learned something from this video. We've got about a minute and a half left. I just figured go to the 30 minutes. But these are the connectors of the love. Just random stuff. Nothing in particular. I'll make some more focused, some 1 and 2 and 5 and 10 and 20 minute videos. And I'll keep mixing it up. But usually I figure these videos are for the hardcores who just want to sit around and listen to the DTM vibe and pick up a few little nuggets and get inspired and make some juice. And keep that in the fridge for 24 hours for the next day if you got to do that. It's no problem. Preserve it with a little lemon juice. Knock back some juice. I drank 10 jars of liquid today. I normally don't do that. A normal day for me is usually anywhere from 1 to 3 jars of juice with my 32-ounce jar of water that I set over there, and then I'll have maybe a fruit snack in the afternoon and a salad at night. But every day is a little different, but I'm moving towards the highest potential, the highest activation. It is time for me to go Namaste. Thank you very much. Peace be with you. God bless you and your family. Remember that love is the answer. Let's keep the love train going. And this was for the DTM viewers that are, thank you so much for letting me be me. Let's play the drums. Let's have some fun. I got to go. And let's see. Carrie Mansfield, get a hold of me. Peace.